I think we're on. Let me know. We should be good to go. Alright, so here we go. Let's get into the game. As I was saying, we've got Wellplayed playing Polanya with a double Strasnik, Reserve 1 with Anna. Whereas we have his opponent Judalainen going for the big Reserve 2. So even going so far as to bring Brunhilde into the game. So I'm not sure what to really think of that. Brunhilde I think can be good. I'm not sure on this map, but I feel like I just haven't seen Brunhilde really come in strongly here. In one-on-ones anyways. In team games I could kind of see it, but that's a whole different beast. We saw Wellplayed doing kind of what I'd venture to say is standard now. You can't really say it because it's such an early game, it's such a small community, but going for the 2 iron right away, grabbing the oil, grabbing his grenade, and now pressuring the far side of the map. Judalainen, of course, Saxony. So, Judalainen can probably pretty much one-on-one beat these rifles if he engages correctly. So, it's tricky as Polanya. Early game, you kind of need to double up on enemy infantry squads. And see, this is the way, like, see how he's not directly engaging. He's just zoning out with the rifles over there. So, he's staying in cover and he's keeping an eye on the point. So the Judalainen actually has to think about how to engage, how he wants to capture over there. It's really cool play so far. I like that people are learning how to really use these rifles to their maximum potential here. Jude is really good with his big Reserve too. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. He's gonna need to get there though. The real question is going to be how good is Wellplayed's double Strasnik micro? Because when you go for that double Strasnik, if you lose even one of the Strasniks early, sometimes that can be enough to like negate your early Reserve 1. When you go for that big Reserve 1, you need to like control the map really quickly. All right, here he's ready for the grenade. He's keeping an eye on both right now. The micro's quick. So both players now trying to lock down their 4th point. It looks like Wellplayed's going to get his oil before his opponent dodges the grenade and will be able to keep pressuring the opposing oil, even grabbing some of the central iron there. The iron isn't that big a deal, but it'll kind of help you get out your Reserve 1 a little more quickly. Because otherwise, so long as you're holding your iron points and you have an iron mine upgraded, you can kind of keep pumping out infantry, and that's really all the early game revolves around. From there, it's about teching up. It's about getting your buildings up, about getting your reserve out. And again, the rifles just harassing wherever they can, not directly engaging. You can see like whenever a squad gets directly engaged, he pretty much has to pull it back. Beyond that, he keeps them at maximum range, keeps them behind cover, and just stalls. You can see even now. Judalainen is just now getting his oil, so he's about a minute behind on oil income. I mean, it's not huge, but 30 oil will matter a lot when it comes. Every time he delays oil here is just Wellplayed continuing to try to stall off that Reserve 2 push. And I don't even think it's going to be a push so much as like the way I'd expect it to come from Jute using Brunhilde, a Kaiser, and an Erlkönig is he's just going to lock down the center of the map. Once those 3 big boys are hanging out on the map. Oh man, he's even going Workshop first. Okay, so he's going heavy Reserve 1. He's going Workshop first. Yeah, Jude right, Olvati. Jude is going to be bringing out an Isagrim first. So the Isagrim should be able to control the double Strasnik quite well. So far, the infantry preservation has been really solid from Wellplayed. Is the stream too quiet? Should I turn that up a bit? That's probably really quiet. What are the melee stats from Riflemen, Stormtroopers, and Vanguards? Vanguard's the highest, and Stormtroopers are slightly above Rifles, not much, but the Stormtroopers will also tend to do more damage just as they close. So big infantry scuffle here in the center. We got a grenade going down on the side. Let's see if Jude's paying attention to that. He looks away. We'll see if it connects in just a moment here. He's trying to keep everything reinforced. Still, wow, he actually wins the rifle engagement. The grenade looks like it was dodged fairly well on the far side. Oh my gosh, there's the grenade connection. That might be a wipe squad too. Taking out a squad at this stage is pretty important because this is when you start wanting to bring your workshop and other tech online. So by denying that central iron, that's 100 iron that he can't use to easily reinforce squads. The VPs right now are slightly in favor. We're about to have about, 100-point deficit. Oh, that was actually his grenade squad, too, so he gets a second grenade. Having 2 grenades is huge because you can immediately decrew things like AT guns, heavy weapon teams, that sort of thing. Let's see, he's looking for the grenade. He doesn't want to throw it down quite yet. I think he wants to wait until he's distracted. Yeah, exactly. He knows he was engaging over there. Did the grenade connect? Not super well. Oh, no, maybe it did. They were down to half health. So being 100 points down in this game I don't think is too big a deal because you're going to get points back from just getting the decaps. Veterancy's starting to come online for a lot of well-played squads as well, so he's doing his infantry control so far, I feel like is pretty awesome. Because as Polanya, I feel like you're at a slight disadvantage so long as your opponent is playing aggressively. He wants that decap. He's going to risk losing that grenade he just stole, though. But early game in this game, I think, is all about the resources. Taking the victory points is largely secondary. That said, getting 100 VPs on the board isn't a bad thing by any stretch. And already, we see it. We see the 7 minutes. Both the Isagrim and Reserve 1 are on the field. They're going to hit at about the same time most of the time. There will be like decaps and things like that. But so long as the players are kind of holding their natural resource points, that Reserve 1 and that first mech will come out pretty quickly. But like I said, it's all a lot of this early, a lot of the Reserve 1 versus Reserve 2 is going to come down to how these Strasniks are used. Now the question is he going to skip barracks altogether? Because he has no real need for Reserve 2, but I feel like he is going to need to get AT guns on the field before long. I think the Isagrim is an awesome mech. I think especially when it comes out this early, it can be huge. What I want to see Wellplayed do now is tag team his grenade team. Like, take both his grenades, put them on a control group, and swing them around behind that AT gun. Decrew the AT gun and charge down the center with the Strasniks. He has both Strasniks on one side. He's got them attacking a resource point, which is... They don't take resource points down very fast at all. But he's pushing up with the infantry. I guess the plan was here. He's distracted the Isagrim now, leaving the AT gun exposed. Now he's pushing in with 4 infantry squads. The Strasnik's coming around, and the AT gun is in position to take on the Isagrim as it comes back around to defend the AT. He decrews even to make sure the grenade can't hit that well. Grenade goes down on the AT gun, but the crew wasn't on it, so it's actually pretty spread out. That's a nice adaptation from Judalainen to, like, actually just get off the AT gun. Oh my gosh! Poor Wojtek! Wojtek goes down, but that's not too big a deal. Anna's still around to cause some trouble, and now, Jute's pretty much... Jute's pushed off the map right now. Wellplayed TV. I don't know if he's going to try to snag that AT gun. He could put some pressure on the Isagrim if he just grabs that and spins it around. Tries to use his own opponent's AT gun against the Isagrim. Has no choice but to back off now with 2 AT guns in control of Wellplayed. Is Wellplayed just going to push into the base here and start wrecking infantry? The Strazes are somewhat low already. It might be a bit of an overextension to try to do something like that, but he could take the 2 AT guns and just smash this iron mine. He can see the workshops up. I don't know. I feel like taking the AT gun and just starting to pound away at the workshop might not be a terrible idea. If he could push a workshop, it's a best of 3. Best of 3 now, guys. Don't worry. So there will be a chance for either player to get back into this. Anna took some big hits there from the Isagrim. He has to be careful not to lose her. He wants to get his shot in, but he needs to get out of there before things get too bad. He's actually pressured Judalainen into getting a Grimbard on top of all this. The suppression coming in from the Strasniks, but he needs to get some engineers up here to start fixing these boys up before much long. And he's even caused... Oh my gosh, so the AT gun goes down, but that's actually great for him because now Judalainen doesn't have an AT gun on his side of the map. He's forced Jude to destroy his own gun. And things are looking pretty solid so far. but we don't entirely know what the resource situation is. Wellplayed does have a lot of the oil on the map. There's only one lone oil pump, and he's even got control of his opponent's big oil pump now. So if he can stall over here, I would even just send one of the Strasniks around to just hold that, just prevent that from getting captured again. If he can stall with that, because the Isegrim can't really get into a good firing position if the Strasnik, if the Strasnik just hangs out up here, that's pretty awesome positioning by Wellplayed so far. So Wellplayed did lose a rifle squad there, but that's really his first loss so far. The Isegrim now getting vetted up. It's been doing a lot of good damage, but the Strasnik preventing the decap on the far side. VP's now 100 points, and see how quickly it changes around. Like we saw there were 100 points on the board for Judalainen early, but right now, I mean, he's just wrecking. He's probably going to take out this squad too. This is an elite squad. That'd be a pretty big loss. Will Anna get the final shot? And it goes down. Yeah, it does go down. Wojtek up front, though, taking some heat from a pair of mechs. And now Wellplayed making sure he continues his Batcat pressure. This is a bit of a brazen push here, but the Isegrim isn't in position to do much about this. The Isegrim's actually kind of beat up, too. So there's a lot of like soft AV here. These light mechs do take some damage from light weapons fire, so you can eventually kind of burn these down. And Wojtek actually does pretty nice damage. His melee damage, I'm not sure if melee damage is affected by armor types, but it feels like Wojtek like still just like rips through anything that he punches. The smoke grenade goes down, but there's a Strasnik on the flank. The smoke grenade has completely concealed the Isegrim. It's so low on health, though. He walks right up to it to get the reveal. Strasnik goes down. Getting a little too brazen. He wants to kill too bad. He needs to be very careful here. He's got overcharge on. The Isegrim goes down in response to the Strasnik kill. But look at the map. The map is all blue. Anna goes down, a little sloppy there by Wellplayed, but he's just continuing to keep the pressure on. It's a 2-0 cap right now. The VPs are ticking up. He's approaching 300, but the real thing is that he's got so much resource on the map. The smoke grenade is actually really cool on the Isegrim. It lasts a long time and it completely conceals the Isegrim sometimes. Unless you're, like, right on top of it. Okay, salvage going down on the Rex. It looks like that'll be a little resource bump for Judalainen, but will that be enough to even get him to reserve 2? He's so far behind. There's already a Tur on the field for Wellplayed. He's moving that up slowly. But he's going to have control of the middle by the time any of this big stuff comes out. He's probably a little. I'm not sure, but I feel like Judalainen probably isn't quite to his reserve 2 yet. He's moving this AT gun up very far. He still hasn't built his barracks, so he has to be a little careful here because I feel like once these big mechs come out, he's going to want another AT gun. The Grimbart finally falls. And the Strasnik is now elite. The Strasnik is going to be very difficult to take down at this point in the game. And there's still, yeah, Jude doesn't have any oil. He's got his HQ oil, which is 3 per tick, and that's it. He throws in the towel, that's it. The first game goes to Judalainen. Alright, and that's, or sorry, Judalainen, it goes to Wellplayed. What am I saying? Oh my gosh. Dude, Wellplayed. I'm telling you, he's my pick. We're gonna see where it goes. I'm trying to stay unbiased. All right, so we've got 1-0. Tunes by Wellplayed. We'll update that on the scorecard here. Jude showing us that real play, man. Polanya. Who would have thought? At the start of this tournament, who would have thought that it would be Polanya, right? Obviously, things were a bit different at that point. If Jay Danzy meets Wellplayed in the finals and Wellplayed ends... Shave my head! I don't know if it's worth a $10 bet to shave my head. If Jay Danzy meets Wellplayed in the finals and Wellplayed wins, you donate $10. But if Jay... Oh my gosh. That's a scary proposition. I don't know if I can agree to that. I'm fairly confident in Wellplayed. Do we think... Do we... but what if Xyron wins? Is the bet off? Yeah, the bet is off. Oh, man, you're killing me. All right, here we go. Let's get back into the game. Game number 2. They're going right into it. No hesitation. I like it. Oops, that's the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Make it $15? Oh, man, I gotta be strong. The thing is, I don't really know much about Jay Danzy. I haven't seen him play much. I can just say you're on, though, and then I can just not do it, right? It's really $15 for me to win, or I just get to ignore a bet. But now it's too late. I've said it out loud, so now I can't get anyone in on it. Maybe just shaves one side. Yeah, I'll do the undershave. How about that? So I can still keep the hair on top. I don't know. The guy that I supposedly had making my new Bucky arm has, like, pretty much gone missing, effectively. He hasn't responded to anything in months, so I'm gonna have to find someone else. I haven't been able to do Bucky stuff in ages. It's all about honor. There is no honor in war. Xyron. Alright, here we go. So, seeing the same thing again. You know, prioritizing the iron points right out of the gate, even capturing the oil before going for his grenade. So what I'm expecting here, I think oil field's even more in favor of Polanya because it's much easier to get those long-range rifle engagements in your favor. And the Strausniks have way more maneuvering room. So if Judalainen was having a hard time with them before, I think it's going to be even worse this time around. Maybe something like a top knot like the White Scars wear. I'd have to see. The luscious mane, no. Oh, this isn't Hairstream. This is Iron Harvest Stream. All right. So, Wellplayed seems to not care about the flamethrowers on this map, and I feel like I agree. I've been trying to use the flamethrowers effectively recently, but their speed makes them so vulnerable to everything. Things like Vanguards and Stormtroopers can even just chase them down on retreat and finish off kills, and they have no map presence. You can actually micro against them pretty well too, because they kind of ground attack. They throw their flame in a single point, and if you move when the attack animation starts, the flamethrowers won't really do much to your infantry, so you can kind of kite them to pretty good effect. Alright, so his engineer's coming on the field, making sure he doesn't get supply blocked. That's a wise choice so far. And despite prioritizing his points a little faster, he's still doing a pretty great job getting the resource crates on top of that. So his economy's looking great. He's doing awesome on the engagements. He just got a good grenade drop there. He just seems a little faster than Jute all around, honestly. Alright, here we go. Oh, I thought there was going to be a squad loss there for one of them, but both of them managed to get the squads out. It's 2-on-1 on the far side. Rifle's getting into the cover over here. And as much as people have been saying, like, Polanya infantry is bad, like, people need to watch how Wellplayed TV is choosing these engagements. He's doubling up where he needs to. He's making sure he lines up the firing lines where either the rifles are out of range or they're in cover from like both angles and surrounding their opponents. So he's getting all these great engagements. He's taking advantage of the range. And like you can't people are just so used to, like, I guess rushing their infantry in the way that you do with Rusviet. Rusviet can do that. They can bully infantry around. But, oh, there's the... I'll have to check that after the match. We'll look at it after the match. Oh, man, even get a little damage from the truck explosion there. There are things in the map, like the explosive barrels and trucks and things like that, that'll actually explode when fired upon and do AoE damage. So that was a nice little bonus for Wellplayed. Wellplayed shooting up the center of the map now, looking for some decaps. His workshop's up. But he's still short of about 40 oil from his reserve one. He hasn't gotten to put any pressure. That's the other side of oil mine. The fact that there's the one side is that it's much more open. It's much more maneuverable for Polanya's rifles and the Strasnik. But the downside is that the enemy's resource points are much further away for harassment. So we can see this is the first that Wellplayed's actually being able to slow down Judalainen. Whereas last game we were seeing Wellplayed manage to stall out like the oil caps, I mean he was constantly on the oil and preventing any like solid resource income. This time he's hitting the iron mines, which I feel like is less key here. Okay, here comes Reserve 1. But he sees the workshop is up as well, right? So he knows that the workshop's up. He knows there's going to be an Isagrim shortly. So how is he going to respond to that? With Anna and the Strasniks, that sounds like a band. Anna and the Strasniks? Let's make that a thing. They're not going to have a direct counter to the Isagrim. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're gonna have to see if oil fields the. I think this might actually give a slight advantage to Jute just because it's much harder to slow down your opponent's income. Which means Jute will actually be able to get to Reserve 2 this game, is what I'm calling now. I think that's going to be much more likely, and we're even seeing Jute now return the decaps over here. Of course, the Strasniks are coming out. They should be able to shut this down. But that was a pretty good push by Jute. And Jute even has the contested oil, so right now Jute's oil income is probably a good deal ahead of Wellplayed's this time around. So that's going to be a huge difference. That Reserve 2 timing is going to be much quicker. We didn't see it at all last game, but I'm pretty sure that the Reserve 2 is going to happen this time around. Abandoned Tracks is a much tighter map. And despite me, like, I would assume that would play against Polanya, but Wellplayed was really making the rifles work there. Dodges the grenade. No problem. The Isagrim looks like it's up. I see the arrow on the minimap. I don't think there have been any squad losses on either side, so this is going to be the point where things start really getting tested here. There's going to be multiple engagements on multiple fronts. We can see oh man, those guys weren't capping. That's tragic. I hate it when that happens. I click on a point and I look back and my units are just standing next to it. It's the worst. Oh my gosh. Alright, a little damage going down on the Isagrim there, but the Strasnik can't stand up to those. And this is kind of the point where I'm curious, does Wellplayed get a barracks because he needs AT guns? There aren't any AT guns on this map, so he doesn't have any sort of passive mech options here. He needs to build anti-mech himself. Now, is he just going to chase these into base? I think it might be worth it. There's nothing over here. You may as well try to kill the squad. You can reinforce and instantly heal, but there is a cooldown on that. It's like a 30 30 or 40 second cooldown. It looks like the Straz is just going to march into the base and try to kill this squad. Because the only thing that can challenge the Straz is the Isegrim. I'm a little concerned about Wellplayed this time around because his resources are a little strained. I mean, look, he's floating tons of iron, and this is where, like, he does have the Smiali up now. But I feel like Reserve 2 isn't that far off. I mean, I guess we saw there wasn't a barracks up yet for Judalainen. But this Reserve 2 is going to hit really hard if he doesn't get some sort of hard anti-mech on the field before much longer. I might be jumping the gun. It might be still a ways off. But I think Judalainen is stockpiling resources right now. Because the oil has largely been in favor of Jute. So we have the Strasnik and the Smiali moving up. Yeah, going for the Smiali, I'm not sure about that. We're gonna see if it matters too much. He's playing this light mech style. He sees the barracks is going up now. I didn't see if the workshop was advanced, but I would expect that he's going to go standard workshop into advanced barracks into his Reserve 2, so he can get that Reserve 2 up a little quicker. I want him to take a look at that base and see what's going on. One of his Strausses is taking quite a bit of damage over there. I don't know if he's keeping an eye on it. Where is it? Oh my gosh, it's taking so much fire. Oh, look at this. Look at this infantry blob coming in. One of the Strasniks went down. The other's still healthy, but it's not going to be able to fight against this Isegrim. He's going to have to fall back. Yeah, he's... I don't know if he's adapting to this map correctly. His advanced workshop's online, but he still doesn't have a barracks, so he can't do anything like get a Zol on the field with gunners. He lost another mech. He's staying in it. But man, I'm worried about this Reserve 2. Jute's gonna come in and smash through, man. Brunhilde, a Kaiser, and an Erlkönig. What would Wellplayed do against that if he hit? He's getting us another Smiali? Strange. He's got great oil income for the moment. Like, plus 10 is awesome. And plus 10, he'll be able to get a tur up before too long. But he needs to hold the map until then. And you consider the resource income right now. So he spent 200 on 2 Smialis. Okay, there comes the smoke screen. So he's not going to be able to hunt down the Isegrim, but he can stop this infantry push and hold the oil pump, which is important. But you figure he's got his advanced workshop up. He's been down on oil, I feel like, most of the map. He spent that 200 on his Smialis. And that 200 is probably where Jute is at, waiting for his Reserve 2. So I'm saying any minute now. We're 13 minutes into the game. That Reserve 2 is going to be out any second. And that might even have been what we just saw there. There's another arrow up top there. Yep. Yeah, we're seeing arrows pop up all over the corners of Wellplayed's vision right now, and I think that's the sign. Smialis are great in the early game. They're solid in the mid game, but come late game, they start dropping off pretty hard. They can't do almost anything to heavy armor. Erlkönig? How am I supposed to say it? You're gonna have to tell me. I got nothing. I just assumed it was Erlkönig. Okay, here comes the Kaiser. The tur is coming. There is a tur coming out. So he should be able to at least hold against this, but I don't know. With Brunhilde, the Kaiser, the Isegrim still out here. Earl Konik. Ignore the turf, focus HQ. Alright, here we go. The push is coming. He's got to be concerned. Oh man, even dropping the smoke so the mechs can approach. That smoke screen is so huge. Look at how big that is. Oh my gosh. He's got nothing to deal with this, I don't think. What's he building behind this? Another Smiali? So he's going to have 3 Smialis and a Tur. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I really think he needed a barracks here to get AT guns up. Going workshop fast is a great start, but he needs something beyond that to help deal with the mechs. Look, the Tur's already at half health. There's no way he's gonna hold this. Oh my gosh, that hit! Was that the Brunhilde mortar? Oh man! Oh, that's like 3 squads dead. Oh my god. Oh, the humanity. Does he have engineers on the field anywhere? He's got nothing out here to repair these. And that's the other thing. Yeah, the engineers go down, so now he's got no repair. Losing the engineers is huge because, again, like without the oh my gosh, without the barracks, the engineers take 40 seconds to build. And 40 seconds is a long time when you're staring down the barrel of both a Kaiser and a Brunhilde. He's starting to fall apart. He's starting to panic. He's trying to get something done here. Trying to pick away at the Brunhilde at least. The Tur's trying to fall back. The Smialis might be able to take this out. Oh my gosh, one more shot to the rear armor and this thing is toast. One of the Smialis goes down. They're fighting violently against the Brunhilde, but it's not going to be enough. Anna falls as well in her own base even. The Smialis might be able to take out Brunhilde if she doesn't manage to level here. And oh my gosh, we're playing Ring Around the Rosie because for some reason these giant mechs can't shoot over top of that thing. Brunhilde's going to go down, but she's going to get picked right back up. And she might even start out repairing the damage of the single Smiali. Oh no, it does finally fall. But there's a squad right there that's going to be able to pick it back up. And now the Kaiser's going to start firing on the HQ. The time is short. Brunhilde's going to get picked up. I mean, that's the thing about... That's the one really cool thing about the mechs. Is that they can just be revived on the field. I think the Kaiser's just going to kill the HQ before anything else happens, though. It can even go into the bunker mode here. Go defense up. And finish this thing up. Okay, yeah, Brunhilde's back online. The Smiali's almost out of here. He's continuing to build Smialis, but yeah. See, even just a Zol with some cannon troops in here would have been huge. But just spamming the Smiali is not going to do it. And that's a big play from Jute. Jute takes game number 2. We're going to the ace match. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's cool. It's cool play, but like I said, I think Well Played just wasn't ready for what was going on. Smialis just can't do anything in the late game. Now, does Brunhilde have heavy or medium armor? I'm not entirely sure. I would assume it's heavy, but you know, who can say? Alright, so it's 1-1 now. Ooh. Here comes Jude Man. That was just a failed adaptation from Well Played. I guess he hadn't fought against that before, but he should have recognized that with that sort of reserve too, that he needed something to deal with those tanks. Alright, this is the game. This is it right here. Whoever wins this, I mean, this is 1,000 euros, whoever wins this game. So I don't know if you guys have ever played for that much money before, but not to mention, like, you're on Take TV, there's a bunch of people watching. The stress is real. This is the first matches of the day, so luckily it's not like they've been playing tournament matches for 6 hours at this point. They're both fresh. But, oh my gosh, and now they're going to Border River. Border River. What do we think of that strategy on Border River? I don't think you want to go double Strauss on Border River. I think it's too hard to make work. The chokes and the inability to get your mechs in good positions, we're going to see what he decides to build. Oh my god. The big 25 hundo. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look, hold on, I was supposed to look at Max's, where is it, the top knots. This is just, what is this? Oh, oh, okay, I'll have to see how to pronounce Erlkönig in a second. Where's the top knots though? Alright. Oh yeah, totally! I'm into it. You think I could rock that? I'll paint a red lightning bolt on my face. It'll be great. Alright. Okay, here we go. He's got his jams on. He's ready to play. Let's get back into the game. Game number 3, the ace match. Let's see what he goes for. He's sticking with the double Strauss. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right. He's warming up. He's trying to keep his hands warm. Let's see what Wellplayed TV's got for us. 1-1, anyone's game. This match for 1,000 euros and a trip directly to the grand finals. Let's see what we've got. Trojan, aka Wellplayed TV, down here in the blue. That's whose perspective we're watching. He's playing against Judalainen, who's been rocking the big Brunhilde Reserve 2 push with Saxony. This time there is an AT gun. I feel like maybe that's what Wellplayed wasn't taking into account. It was that there's no field AT gun on oil field. In this map, he doesn't have to worry about the barracks as much because he does have that hard AT. So long, granted, if so long as, oh my gosh, both players trying to go for the barbed wire. Are they going to barbed wire their engineers into like? They're gonna trap each other's engineers on this island. The engineers aren't gonna be able to get out. Alright, we've got a battle royale between 2 engineer squads on these. Oh, he's got one squad over there that can grab the grenade though. This is also true for the opposing squad as well. Oh, can he not get it? He can't get it! What? Maybe you need more than one unit to actually touch the box? Oh no, he's surprised by that. Oh, a flaw in his plan. Alright, well his engineers are trapped, but they are trapped on the inside, unlike it looks like the engineers for Judalainen, so he will be able to, at least for the time being, have control of that island. So he will get the iron, he will get the VP. I don't even know what happens if he hits retreat right now, because I'm pretty sure his engineers just can't actually retreat. This is such a weird map. It's so weird that this is going to be the 3rd map, but here we are. So Wellplayed does get the 2 oil crates on the far side, which is somewhat significant. That's 40 oil advantage right now, but he doesn't have his natural oil capped. So the oil that advantage is kind of ticking away unless he can get the capture here. He's gotten some of the iron as well. He's running around the map getting resources. But I've often found it's more advantageous to prioritize. Let's see. What can he do here? Wait, can he build the barbed wire that his opponent put down? He's still trying to grab that grenade, but I don't think he can do it with one model. I think you need more than one. Either that or it needs to be the lead model or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are there, but we're learning. This bump is ours now. There's nothing Polanya right. Yeah, they don't have a way to cut it. You need munitions. You need mortars, grenades, all that kind of stuff. Yep, you can't get it. With only one model, it's not going to happen. So now the engineers are trapped there. He can't even snag the other grenade. He is getting everything captured on his side of the map now. and he will have the iron advantage. He's a little bit of his oil advantage is taken away simply because he was slower to capture his points, but he should still have effectively a 30 to 40 oil advantage right now. So he gets his engineers behind this. He needs to build another... the problem now, too, is that he needs to build a second engineer squad. And if he can't upgrade that with grenades, he's actually going to be hurting on field presence in the infantry fight right now. So that could actually hurt quite a bit. Because he's going to have one less fighting squad right now.
You have orders? What is it? Sounds good.
So this might actually hurt a lot. This could be fairly significant, having that squad trapped over there. Because at this stage in the game, you only have 20 army supply. So you can effectively, as you can see along the bottom of the unit bar here, you can effectively just have 6 infantry squads on the field, and that's about it. So having one down that can't fight, and one that's, you know, straight up stranded now, we're seeing him kind of get muscled around here. What does he want to do about this? A grenade gets thrown, but that's only going to break one of the wires. So the engineers are still safe at the moment.
What is it? Riflemen reinforced and ready.
Everything gets reinforced, brought up on the field.
Orders for us? Follow us. Multiple enemies spotted. Got open fire. Building finished. Need something done? New orders for us? Leading the way.
Could he build a bunker and point attack? He'd have to upgrade it all the way to a cannon bunker. That gets pretty pricey, and I don't think you want to do that. I'm not even sure if cannon troops break barbed wire. He's pretty close to his first reserve, so it looks like the infantry disadvantage hasn't been too much. He will ultimately lose his iron mine over here, but it looks like he's going to hold everything else. He can hit that reserve button whenever he's ready. He's just gotta go back to it. There we go. Okay, reserve one's coming. It's weird. So there's two sides to this, right? So on one side he's down a squad. On the other side he has an uncontested victory point and an uncontested iron mine at the moment. Oil pump's getting upgraded. Reserve one's coming up. We haven't really seen Jute's points yet, so we're not sure where that is. One oil pump over there getting decapped. Let's see if we can get a look at these other points while he goes to capture. It looks like he might have just captured via minimap, though, which I'm so glad you can do in this game. That's one thing I wish you could do in Dawn of War, is capture by minimap. So the iron mines are upgraded. I just want to see that last oil pump. We have one iron mine upgraded, and that's it right now for Judalainen. The decap, I think, might get the... I don't know. It's going to be close. Yeah, it looks like he's not going to get that decap. He has to be careful. Those squads are going to start dying right now. Yeah, he's got to get him out of there. He's not getting that. He's stalling, though. He's trying to buy time, I guess, for Anna to get up on the far side over here. He wants to get back on top of the victory points. I think he should go for the decap still at this stage. He gets those guys out. The Strasniks are coming up on the flank. He has to be careful, it looks like. Yeah, see, the AT gun is now taken by Judalainen. So there will be a counter to the Strasniks ready. And this is what I was talking about with the Strasniks. There's very little maneuvering room here. The way he went the far side on the actual river crossing, that's your best option. Oh, we might have grenaders coming in. If he doesn't keep an eye, I don't know if he's looking at the minimap right now, but there are grenaders on his engineers on the far side now. The barbed wire's finally been broken through. So his engineers can retreat, which is nice, but now he has 2 squads of engineers as opposed to an extra grenadier. He does have the Strasniks for field presence. Maybe having the second engineer might be good for him because he'll be able to keep his mechs in better condition here. Kind of keep his sustain on the field much more consistently. Now, the Strasniks can go up to the small VP here. Can the Isagrim? I'm not sure it can. Okay, he's trying to get in over here to threaten the AT gun. I think if he can get that decrewed, he'll be in a great position. But if that thing starts blasting away at these Strasniks, it'll get pretty dicey. Yeah, he's got a good flank up here. A huge infantry surge coming in. 4 squads of riflemen now on the wrong side of this AT gun with the two Strasniks moving in as well. There's no way this AT gun is going to remain crewed, and might even fall into the hands of Wellplayed. Yeah, Wellplayed is getting up there. He might wipe the squad. That would be a squad of stormtroopers down. Be a pretty nice win for Wellplayed. Oh my gosh, is that guy going to escape? Anna continuing to put pressure on. The decaps coming down from Wellplayed. Big forward push here into the opponent's side of this river map. If he can start denying that oil again and stall out the reserve too, he'll be in much better position than he was last game. That was the problem last game on oil field, is that he wasn't able to interrupt his opponent's income at all. Even going so far now as to capture his opponent's oil mine, so maybe he can bring those big reserves on time. And this time you can see, yeah, this time, look, this time he's pressuring Judalainen again. He's forced out a Grimbart, which he did the first game, which is already slowing down the reserve too. On top of that, he's decapping on all the oil on his opponent's side of the map. He's trying to move the AT gun. Where's he moving the AT gun to? He's just trying to move so I guess the grenade can't connect. But he needs to get that AT gun set up right now. He needs to spin that around and get it firing into these light mechs of Judalainen. Judalainen pushing forward, trying to break out of his base, putting some pressure on the Strasniks and the AT crew. The AT crew looks like it's set up in a kind of weird position. Strasnik under some pretty serious threat here, and a Smiali is out again for Wellplayed. Wellplayed's really liking the Smialis, but I don't know to what end. I guess he just wants to lock his opponent out of reserve too, but I don't think he can rely on that. A squad goes down. He's got to be careful with the second engineer squad too. The AT gun is here. He's going to force Jude to actually kill his own AT gun again. He kills the Isagrim. The Grimbart's not far behind. Both mechs going down with both Strasniks still online and the Smiali. The AT gun completely gets obliterated, but squads are falling quickly for Judalainen. Both squads go down. The Grimbart goes down. A third squad's about to die here. And I don't know what Judalainen even has left. He has like a squad of engineers and maybe a stormtrooper squad. But Wellplayed TV takes the win. Judalainen throws in the towel after being completely obliterated by that brazen push by Wellplayed TV. Showing us that the light mechs can get the job done, man. Oh my gosh. Trojan steals the AT gun, obliterates the mechs, and then Judalainen was so focused on trying to keep the mechs alive, he lost almost all of his infantry as well. That's going to be an advancement. Look at that smile. That's the smile of just winning 1,000 euros right there. Oh my gosh. Good job, Wellplayed TV. And I'd say well played, but I guess, you know, it kind of goes without saying with this guy. Oh my gosh, what a cool match. Dude, that was awesome. Why Jude didn't just move behind that AT? I guess he just thought after it was decrewed that it wasn't going to come back up. Man, that was sweet. All right, they're still catching up on Take TV, so we'll give them a second. They're on a couple-minute delay, so the cool thing, that's the one good thing we've got going for us, is that we've got the real-time Wellplayed TV cam happening. So Wellplayed is going to advance. Pretty sweet. Well played, Jude, man. Jude, you did well also, but I mean, we saw the oil field game was quite different. The pressure was very much in the reverse. I really expected that oil field would be a Polanya favorite map, but I guess just the inability of Wellplayed to capitalize on the early game and really get any caps on his opponent made it so that he just wasn't ready, and he had no on the field AT. He just wasn't ready for it. He wasn't able to do anything about that reserve, so he got pushed into his base, and that was it. Now the question is, can he keep that kind of pressure up against Xyron? If Xyron advances, Xyron's all about that early reserve too. We saw it happen as early as, like, I think it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds when we saw him in group, well, not in the group stages, but in the qualifier. In qualifier number 4, he got that reserve 2 out immediately. Now, I think Wellplayed TV can put the pressure on to slow that down, unlike his opponent. Who was it that he played against? It wasn't Mixu, was it? Maybe it was?